Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video we will create our first level complete with a simple scrolling background. Let's create a new Node 2D scene and call it Level 1. Save it in Scenes, Levels. To center our scene in the viewport, go to the Transform Position properties and set X to 2. Okay, so because we changed the color of our game's background, we don't have to add any sprites or tile sets for the snow. What we will do is create a border that gives the illusion of skiing down a mountain. We'll do this by creating a scrolling background. Let's start by adding a canvas layer to the scene. Rename it to Snow Background. Add a Parallax background as a child node to the snow background. Next, add a Parallax layer as a child to the Parallax background node. And finally, add a sprite node to the Parallax layer. Alright, so let's head over to Assets, Art, Environment to grab the sprite called snowbg.png for our background. Drag it into the texture property for our sprite. Under Offset, set Centered to False. Next, let's go to the properties for our Parallax layer, and under Motion, set Mirroring Y value to 320, which is the height of our viewport. For the Parallax background, under Transform, Offset, set X to 2. Let's add a script to the Parallax background node. Save it in Scripts, Environments. We'll start by adding an export var for speed. At export var speed equals 1. Export variables are special because their values can be changed directly in the inspector. This means you can tweak things like speed or toggle a boolean on and off without touching the code at all. Next, add a var for our scroll offset. Var offset scroll equals 0. Let's add a couple lines to our process function. The lines below will handle the scroll offset and create our scrolling background. Offset scroll minus equals speed times delta. Next we'll use the set scroll offset method and pass in a vector 2 with an argument of 0 and offset scroll. Alright, let's test the scene out. But before we do that, let's get access to level 1 from the main scene. Navigate to the main scene and add a script. We're going to save this under Scripts and UI. Now let's connect a signal from the button to our script. Select the button in the scene hierarchy, and to the right of the Inspector tab, select the Node tab. Double-click on the signal called Pressed, and then select the Connect button. This will create a method that will be called when our button is clicked. Now we simply have to fill out the body of this generated function to handle what happens when the button is clicked. We want the play button to take us to level 1, so let's add this code. We'll start with getTree, and then change scene to file. And then we'll choose the path to our level 1 scene. Let's go ahead and run the game now, but first let's select our main scene and set it as main scene. Right click on it and click Set as Main Scene. Alright, so now it takes us to our level 1 when we click play. But if you notice, our scrolling background isn't moving very quickly. That's because we set speed to 1 in our script. So now we can see how this export var will come into play. So we can go to our inspector and directly change the speed of the scroll. Let's set it to 50. We'll rerun the scene, and now you can see that our scroll has a lot more motion. Great, so we have our first level in place. In the following video, we will start creating our actors for the game.